Welcome back to FM Storey. We're approaching the end of season 11 of this save where we tried to end the dominance of Celtic and Rangers in Scottish football. Things didn't go to plan in the last episode when we got knocked out of the Champions League by Napoli in the last 16, but we're on the verge of winning the title. We need one more victory to secure the trophy. We've got Celtic up next, so hopefully we can do it in that game. And we're into the semi-final of the Scottish Cup where we've been drawn against Rangers. So without further ado, let's get into the action. So we're straight into the action. First day of April, 12:30 kick-off. If we win the game at home against Celtic, we are champions. They've been in a bit of indifferent form, even worse form than we've had. I mean, our two losses were both in the Champions League. We've gone with pretty much what is our first choice 11. We obviously need to keep Home and Domina and Skamaka quiet because they're ones that have caused problems in the past, as well as Karpikas. We've thrown the 15-year-old striker Cameron Home on the bench just to give him a bit of experience of being around the first team picture. And hopefully we can get the title wrapped up in this game. Right, Goulis into Nuevo in midfield, onto Basauri, back to Fayette. Kerr down the right-hand side, what a ball for Casanova. Squares it, Laterna hits the bar, Casanova scores. The perfect start, and we're 1-0 up after 3 minutes. As well as being a case of wrapping up the title, depending on the post-fixtures, this could be the last time we play Celtic at Fir Park. We're counting down the number of games we've got left at home before we move grounds in the summer. In the end, Casanova probably could have shot here, but he pulls it back for Laterna. His shot crashes off the bar, and Casanova's the first one to react to turn it home. After that early bit of excitement, nothing much has happened, but Skamaka with a free kick from deep for them. Fayette gets his head on it. Goulis picks up the loose ball. Back to Rackler. Goulis into Nuevo. Basauri with some space to move into. Kerr. What a ball over the top for Casanova. Oh! Right, Dusing with a free kick to the back post. Fayette powers the header at the back post past the keeper. That's us 2-0 up. Still 10 minutes to go before half time, but we're very much in control of this game. Stands it up at the back post. Fayette gets up above 2. The keeper can't keep it out. And we're on our way to the title, hopefully. There we are, half time, 2-0 up. Things are going well, but we can't be too complacent. We've got a couple of players that are struggling fitness-wise that might need to come off at half-time. But overall, a pretty promising first half. Right, we made 2 changes at half-time. Goulis and Kerr both look knackered, so we brought on Fernandez-Vinitsky, newly capped by Argentina at left-back, and we brought Cochise on wide right. Right, they've gone short with a goal kick. Hernandez wins a header. Miller back to Fayette. Cochise loses out, but Hernandez is the first one to react to it. Crosses into the box. Casanova heads home. That's his second of the game. That's us 3-0 up. And surely we get our hands on the trophy at the end of this game. Hernandez was backing up Cochise. Drives down that right-hand side, crosses it up to the back post. The defender mistimed his jump. Casanova didn't, and that's us 3-0 up. Right, Cochise with a corner. It's headed up in the air, and then they've cleared it. Luis Roberto going all the way back to pick it up. Finds Fayette. Rackler. Back to Fayette. Miller wide to Cochise. Gets past his man eventually. Cuts in on the left foot, but just can't get the shot on target. Right, they've got a corner. Luvumbo to take it. Swings it in on the left foot. And luckily the header's not on target. Right, they've gone with a long throw. It's come out to Basauri, Cochise to Luis Roberto, and then we've given it away. Luvumbo now to Craigo. I mean, it should be too late in the game for that to really matter, but it was far too easy. We've obviously thought we're in party mode and we'll pile everyone forward and just space in behind Hernandez, who tries to get back, but the shot evades Medina and makes it 3-1. Right at the injury time, Dusink. Infield looking for Fernandez Vinitsky. It's given away, but Fayette wins the header. Basauri to Cochise. Luis Roberto in the box. We're going to have a VAR, but no matter what, we've secured the title here, whether that's in or not. It's been disallowed. And that's full time. Let's have a look. Cochise. Very, very close. It was a lovely finish as well by Luis Roberto. And there we are. That is us, champions for the third successive season. We've made it to our final game of the season. It is the Scottish Cup final against Celtic. And I think it's fair to say, since we beat Celtic to win the title, we've had a bit of an indifferent end to the season. So we followed it up with a pretty comfortable 3-1 victory against Hibs. We then pretty much hammered Rangers in the semi-final. We were 3-0 up after 36 minutes and they didn't get back into the game. And then we beat Hearts 4-0 away from home. Then we went away to Celtic and really were pretty abysmal. Came away with a 1-0 loss from there. Hibs, we went and put in a pretty decent performance and won 3-0 at home. We went away to Dundee United and somehow managed to lose 2-1 and just really again weren't in the game. And then in the final game of the season, our final home game at Fir Park before we move into the new stadium for next season, and we've come away with a 7-0 victory over Rangers. We were 2-0 up at half-time. D'Alessandro popped up with a second half hat-trick, and like I say, we ended up winning 7-0. As far as the table's concerned, we obviously finished top. We'd already won the title. We managed to end the season with 100 points. We ended up with the best players in the league in terms of average rating, the top 2 goal scorers in the league, and we ended up scoring over 120 goals in the season as well. We do have a few issues going into the final. We are missing our 2 best wide right players in Cochise and Kerr. Alan Kerr suffered a badly broken leg in training. He was going to be out for 5 months. Cochise picked up a thigh strain towards the end of the season. He was out for 4 to 5 weeks, so he's out. So it's going to be sort of a patched up front 3, but I think we've got enough quality to do it. We just need to be like we were when we won the title rather than we were in the last league game against Celtic. So this is the side we've picked for the final. We've gone with Laterna off the right and Luis Roberto in off the left. Just because we think they're the best options. Deli Basic's form's kind of been a bit suspect in the second half of the season. Obviously, as per usual in a game against Celtic, we need to keep that sort of front 4 of Luvumbo, Home, Lopez and Scamacca quiet if we're going to get anything out of the game. Right, so we're going in with our 4-3-3. They're going in with the usual 4-2-3-1. Not much happened early on in this game. They've got a free kick in their own half. Goes back to the goalkeeper. He plays it out to Andreu. Right, we're letting them pass it around just in front of us. Now they've got past that front line. Lopez into Scamacca. Luvumbo. Martin. And luckily, Medina managed to get his hands to it and turn it behind for a corner. Luvumbo to take it for them. in-swinger. And luckily the header goes over the top, but we've certainly not started the game particularly well here. Right, and unfortunately Andrea Nuevo's picked up an injury. He's had to go off, so we've brought Lennon Miller on into the centre of midfield just to try and a calming influence. He did well in the second leg of the Champions League game. Corner comes in, it's headed up in the air. Andrew on the edge of the box. Luckily he doesn't get it on target. Right, Fayette with a free kick. Lewis Roberto in acres of space down the left hand side into Dusink. Casanova should really have scored from there. Right, Hernandez with a throw. Miller down the line for Laterna. He loses out. Basuari gets back in to win it. Casanova back to Miller. He loses out. And it goes back to the keeper. Now they're coming down the right hand side with Perez into home. Ball into the box. Luvumbo scored. And exactly what we said. We needed to keep Luvumbo quiet. We needed to keep home quiet. It hasn't happened. And we're now 1-0 down. Just approaching half time. It's far too easy. No one matches the run. Yeah. There we are, half time, 1-0 down, and we've been pretty much appalling. We barely had any of the ball. No decent chances, really. And we need to do something different in the second half. Right, we've made 2 changes to start the second half. Basauri and Laterna were pretty rubbish in the first half, so we brought on Deli Basic and we brought on Joel D'Alessandro, fresh off his second half hat-trick last week against Rangers, and hopefully they can do something to turn this around, but we haven't exactly started the second half well. We've changed things up a bit. Luis Roberto was knackered, so we brought Castro on up front to try and get us back in. So we've now got 3 up top. Right, Goulis with the throw. Castro back to Rackler. Miller out to Goulis. Into Castro in the box. Casanova. Back to Goulis. Driving into the box. What a finish by the Croatian. It's levelled the game up. And now we might need to rethink some of the changes we've made. Goulis had the ball. They gave him all the chance to run. I mean, he is very left-footed. But he's hit it, had a swing from the edge of the box, beaten the keeper and levelled it up at 1 apiece. Right, we've got a free kick in our own half. Hernandez into D'Alessandro. Deli Basic. Back to Fayette. Back to Medina. Rackler. To Goulis. Long ball down the line. They could have let that go for a goal kick, but now they're going to bring it back at us here. Oh, and Rackler's missed his interception. Craigo in behind. And luckily he couldn't hit the target. Right, we managed to clear a ball there. Hubanoff. Space to move into, bringing it forward here. Wide to Hernandez with space as well. Crosses it towards the far post. Castro gets his head to it. It clips the bar and goes over. Right, from the goal kick, they go wide. And down the line. Ball into the box. And luckily, they couldn't do anything and Medina pounces on it. Right, is there another cup final against Celtic go into extra time? Or are they going to pop up with a winner here? Gerardo running and running and running with the ball. Kanga, Goulis intercepted it, makes a tackle. And the referee's giving them a penalty. And the penalty is going to be pretty much the last kick of the game as well. Oh, it got overturned. And there we are. Full time. 1-1. Another 30 minutes to play. Extra time underway. We've made a switch at right back just to get some fresh legs on in that area of the pitch. D'Alessandro lifts a free kick into the box. Lennon Miller gets there. The keeper came flying out, missed it, and we're back in front. Or in front, sorry, for the first time in the game. He's come up with some big goals this season, despite not playing much. Just no one went with him, and he's nodded it past the keeper. Right, Goulis with a throw. Castro back to him. Goulis down the line to Castro. Pulls it back. Casanova. 3-1. 2 goals in the first 6.5 minutes of extra time. And we just need to make sure we don't do anything stupid here. It's a bit of a 1-2 between Goulis and Castro. Gets into the box, gets his head up. Casanova has time to take a touch and then just bends it into that top corner. And it looks like we could be ending the season with a double. Right, a throw into them. Goulis diving into a tackle there. We've forced them back, but it's going to come back at us here. Gerardo. I thought that was going to be a penalty there. Martinez wins it back though. But it's a poor ball. It's going to come back at us again. Perez into Kanga, lifts it towards the back post. And Gerardo scores, and that's 3-2. Just lifts a simple ball to the back post. There was 3 of them really between the 2 defenders. Any one of them could have scored that one. Right, there we are. Half time and extra time. It's 3-2 up. 15 minutes more. And hopefully we can hold on. Right, goal kick. They've played it out to the left-hand side. Down the line. Gerardo loses out to D'Alessandro. Back to Fayette. Into Miller. Long over the top to Castro. Into the box. Squares it. Casanova can't scramble it home. And they've got it away. Right, 5 minutes of extra time left. We've dropped back a bit to try and plug the gaps and not give them any free space. Into injury time. And there we are. We've won the Scottish Cup for the 3rd successive season. We've won the double for the season. And to be honest, I'm not sure that we deserved that one. It was certainly a very close game, a lot closer than you would have expected. We just managed to get a couple of goals early on in extra time to get our noses in front, and we were able to hold on in the end. And in the end, it's not a bad season. We've come away with a double. Disappointing to lose the League Cup final to Celtic in extra time. Disappointing to lose in the way we did in the Champions League. But, you know, we're in a pretty decent position going forward. And there we go. The end of another episode. The end of season 11. We've ended up with the double. Slightly, like as we said, slightly disappointing the way we lost the Scottish League Cup final and the way we went out of the Champions League. But all in all, a pretty successful season. Our last season in our current ground. So join us in the next episode to see the beginning of season 12, see how if we can start in the same way we've started the last couple of seasons, and to see whether we can continue this success in our new stadium. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.